In the gaming sphere, there seems to be this weird implied narrative that every Battlefield fan is really upset if Call of Duty's doing something right, and every Halo fan is upset if Battlefield's doing something right, and every COD fan is upset all the time, but I genuinely don't think this is the case. First of all, the fact that there's three big titans of industry duking it out right now, regardless of who's winning, it promotes economic competition. Regardless of your opinion or the quality of the games, developers and publishers have been pumping millions of dollars into their products, and they don't want them to go out into cyberspace and then start collecting cyber dust. So it's really important to realize that competition is good. So if your favorite shooter is doing poorly right now, and your least favorite shooter is doing really well, just know that that's going to light a fire under the developers of your favorite game. At least it should, in theory. There's a lot of throat grabbing and screaming over whose shooter is best this year, but I wanted to put that aside for this video. I don't think it really matters. If you're a COD fan, you're going to enjoy COD this year, or if you're not in the mood for COD this year, you're gonna play something else. It's really boring when you put it that way, but that's basically all there is. If you're a Halo fan, you're gonna try out Halo Infinite. If you don't like it, you're gonna play something else. Big whoop, no world-ending event. It's almost like these are our favorite electronic toys, not our favorite modes of being and pride. But of course, I am a passionate gamer and I care about things, so when developers are making mistakes, I like to call them out for it. But regardless of what billion-dollar company you simp for, you have to understand they all made the same mistake this year for the same reason. No factions, no red versus blue. What a damn shame. It's funny because Vanguard 2042 and Infinite provide very different shooter experiences. So it's weird to think that all three dev studios, all three publishers had the same meeting over the same thing. Alright, so a call just came down from headquarters. We're supposed to be making the games about 15% more ugly and around 30% more profitable. Can everybody handle that? Great, I want that done by tomorrow. The game launched yesterday. If you get rid of red versus blue, you can monetize and sell more armors and colors. If you get rid of factions in Vanguard, because people will be more motivated to buy skins and expensive bundles for characters if they know they can always play as it, and Battlefield is the same way. Talking about Halo first, red versus blue was a huge part of Halo's identity and marketing, and really, I've never heard anybody complain about it. I don't think Halo fans, when they're playing Team Slayer and they're on red team, go, ah, damn it, I hate the color red. No, it's fuck the blue guys. You know, that's the motivation. That's the driving force behind the match. Fuck the blues. Next game, fuck the reds. You get it. But instead we have this ugly band-aid fix for the lack of visibility that this causes. 343 knew that it would make your screen look like a messy, massive, awful free-for-all if there was no color coordination, so now you can cover your enemies in a colored outline of your choosing. Which obviously sucks because if you buy some expensive armors and coatings and then you go into a game, everyone's gonna see you with an outline you didn't place. So it's probably not gonna mesh color-wise. So enemy identification and overall iconicness, the iconic multiplayer look, is gone. And this is the same for Call of Duty Vanguard and Battlefield 2042. In Battlefield games, previous Battlefield games, when you looked at somebody, you could tell by their silhouette, their body armor, their outfit, you could tell that they're support, recon, assault, medic, engineer, whatever it might be. At a glance, when you look at an enemy in Battlefield 4, you know what class they are and you know what weapon they're most likely to have. Like in Battlefield 4, despite there being so many universal weapons, when I see an engineer, I think PDW or carbine, maybe shotgun, maybe DMR. When I see an assault player, I think assault rifle or carbine, maybe shotgun, maybe DMR. See a recon, you get it. This also helps with teamwork because then you can just immediately say, hey, you're a medic, help me out, or you're an engineer, or you're a recon guy, you're a support guy. And you don't have to look at icons, you don't have to be staring at your minimap, you can just tell, you can just know. And Vanguard is the same way. It used to be, just very recently used to be in Cold War and Modern Warfare, that these fictional operators fighting their fictional little battles, which I'm okay with, were on separate teams. I don't need Axis versus Allied Forces realism or anything like that. No, I just want one group of operators to be on one team and one group on the other, so that at a glance I can go, hey, you're not the operator that's on my team. In Modern Warfare 2019, I was able to figure out pretty quickly, if I'm playing as D-Day, shoot the Kruger, and vice versa. Cold War was the same way, but even before this, going all the way back to something like Black Ops 2, when you played Black Ops 2, You could tell if somebody had an SMG, an AR, a sniper, LMG based on their character's outfit. When you have set factions, when you have these determined teams, it helps the game feel a little bit more grounded in its own world. It helps with visibility. It's nice to look at somebody at a glance and go, oh, you're the support guy on my team, or you're the assault rifle guy on the enemy team. It's helpful to know, at a glance, who you're supposed to be shooting. And while I don't need Call of Duty Vanguard to have an Axis versus Allied system, that would have made it feel like way more of a grounded World War II game. It wouldn't feel realistic, it would still be bonkers bananas, but it would be more grounded if it was Allied versus Japanese forces on maps like Castle, Germans versus Russian soldiers on Dome. That would obviously be better, and I would buy, here's the weird thing, right? Call me a shill, but I would have bought in Vanguard operators for each faction. I would have bought a German soldier operator with a cool skin that I like. I would have bought an American skin. I would have bought a British skin. I would have bought a Russian skin. You get it. I would have bought skins and bundles for each faction. And I wouldn't have minded if it tweaks your outfit a little bit depending on either your tier 1 perk, like in Black Ops 1, or based on the weapon you're holding. Maybe every character gets a little bit of ghillie netting when they use a sniper, or everybody gets a certain type of helmet when they run a shotgun. These things build character into the game. It makes the game feel like less of a platform to purchase things in and feel more like a grounded bit of warfare. And regardless, again, of what company you simp for, they all made the same mistake. Now, you could start to debate in the comment section about who made the mistake to the bigger degree, whether it's a World War II game not having Axis and Allies, a Battlefield game without classes, or a Halo game without red versus blue. But at the end of it all, what I'm going to say here is that it doesn't ruin gameplay. If you enjoy the games, you're going to enjoy the games. But I do think they're like 10% worse for making this decision. There's a level of groundedness, iconicness, there's a level of visibility, more importantly, natural visibility that isn't based off of heads-up display stuff and icons. If I have to see an outline, a red dot, a red name, I have to see that somebody's already pinged you to know you're a bad guy, then I think the game has failed somewhere. But the more frustrating part of this is what it does to your team. It feels like in every one of these games now, your team has these annoying big blue or green icons over them. They're distracting, they're in your vision, because your team has to be properly distinguished from the enemy because everybody's running around potentially with the same armors, the same coatings, the same operator or specialist. Sucks, really sucks. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Do you think they all made the same mistake, or do you think people just like to complain for no reason? I have to admit, I'm a huge fan of complaining for no reason, but when I go back and I play older FPS games, I end up liking the visibility that came naturally through factions and armor colors that now just seems lost. I'll see you when I see you guys. Been a lot of fun. Goodbye.